one big hurdle that we need to overcome. But I also would like to commend the gentlemen on this panel and the ladies in the private sector who's working tirelessly, because I think we could represent a microcosm of that interoperability. So whether it means, AFTEC calls, can you guys be here? Philippines calls, Malaysia calls, and we're all there together where it counts. I think that's a good start. Thank you.
Thank you, Amor. And I would like to ask for Ruben to share a similar view, right? Like, what are the key risks and the opportunities with this ASEAN digital integration? And maybe on top of that, I want to add like another follow-up question. How do you think are the significance of this movement in terms of attracting like investments going forward? Understand that all over the world, like the appetite for tech investing has a bit waned and has decreased. So how do you see is the importance of this initiative?
So I think the panelist has covered a lot about the opportunities and risks and things like that. Two points I want to maybe add on and also answer that question you raised earlier. First one is M&A. I think one big opportunity you see within Southeast Asia right now is merger and acquisition. And I'm coming from the angle where companies are no longer, fintech companies are no longer startups. More and more companies are now scale-ups. And what it means is that they are stronger, they are bigger, easily 100, 200, and even maybe from Indonesia and Philippines and Malaysia, easily 300, 500 members company. So they're no longer SMEs. So much as perhaps they are still burning or maybe they still have runway, but they are big companies already in their own rights. And especially if you're in the payment space, you are literally looking at probably a few hundred millions, if not maybe even close to 1 billion of transactions. So it's not a small company. And I think M&A is going to be something that you'll see expedite in this part of the world in Southeast Asia, where fintechs will start to buy fintech because you want to, instead of build from scratch, to expand your business offering, you acquire. So this is really one trend that I think will be coming up very strongly among ourselves. Another thing when you highlight about investment is that from the reports, we identify that less than 10%, probably only about 7 to 8% of investments in fintech in the world lands in Southeast Asia. And when it comes to the LPs, when it comes to the VCs from the other part of the world, they don't look at Singapore or they don't look at Indonesia or they don't look at Philippines. They look at Southeast Asia as a market. No funds in Singapore has a Singapore-only mandate. No. Singapore probably, as part of the portfolio, probably only resides on 30 to 50%. The rest has to be in this market because you want to have a balanced portfolio. So I think in that sense, ASEAN can really come together as association from ground up. We can really come together. For my craziest dream could even be a joint trip to Bay Area, to San Francisco, to UK, to raise funds, to raise awareness for this region. So that could be another angle that probably is unheard of, but it's very ground up, very Southeast Asia, and 11, and to Pak Tiki's credit, very updated stats. Now 11 countries. So I think that will be quite mind-boggling if you ask me.
Thank you for sharing that. I think before we end this, like this talk, I would like to invite every panelist to share with us, like, what one word would you describe for like fintech in 2023, right? So maybe I'll start with you, Pak.
One word.
Yeah. Well, maybe more, but ideally one.
It's gonna take some time to figure this out. One word. Finally, first thing that comes to mind was survival, but I don't think that's very hopeful for the crowd, right?
Boss, this one last panel, no?
Mainstream. Yeah. Mainstream.
Mainstream. Yeah. Wilson?
Well, I have a little bit more time to think. I will think this word catalyst for 2023.
So we're all here on stage because obviously we don't follow rules, so I'm not going to follow your guideline. Two quick concepts: digital lumbung and digital bayanihan, which is the idea of solving things from the ground up. Special shout out to the amazing people in Aftec OJK Bank of Indonesia, because we are your twin sisters. Sorry, Wilson, and sorry, Ruben, but I'm gonna claim it. Our issues are the same, and the idea of solving problems in the rice fields, building homes in the rural areas from the ground up is what Lumbung and Bayanihan is about, and that's how we would like to shape our digital economy moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Amor.
Amor, my dear, there's regulation, cannot break rules. One word would be sunrise. Fintech is still sunrise.
So there you go, everyone. I think it's the mainstream to be a catalyst for building things ground up, and we are still seeing like a sunrise, not a sunset. And then, like, I would like to invite everybody to give them a round of applause.
Thank you to everyone who stayed on. We're not rock stars, and you guys stayed on. Maraming salamat.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Pak Erick Buntoro. Let's give another round of applause to Pak Erick Buntoro and also to all the speakers. And we're sure to see more exciting things coming up in the next year, especially as we touch more upon ASEAN issues. Perbincangan tadi tentunya akan berlanjut lagi dalam diskusi-diskusi lainnya. Semoga perbincangan tadi juga menjadi sebuah sumber informasi dan menjawab sejumlah pertanyaan tentang apa saja yang bisa diraih dalam lingkup regional ASEAN dan dalam industri fintech di Indonesia dan juga di ASEAN. Sejumlah kerjasama sudah dipikirkan. Tampaknya undangan khusus untuk Ibu Mercy untuk ikut bergabung dan berfoto bersama. Backed by popular demand, Ibu Mercy. Indonesia Fintech Summit would not be the same without Ibu Mercy in the photo. So let's take this photo. Saya akan hitung mundur. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Sekali lagi, 3, 2, 1. Alright, terima kasih banyak untuk seluruh pembicara dan juga Pak Erick. Pak Diki mohon tetap di panggung. Kami persilakan. Yes, everyone may return to their seats. Thank you very much. Pak Erick, thank you very much. Bapak Ibu, sebelum kita menutup rangkaian acara Indonesia Fintech Summit 2022, kita akan bersama-sama menyaksikan penandatangan MOU antara Asosiasi Fintech Indonesia Aftec dan The London Institute of Banking and Finance, LIBF, yang merupakan penjajakan kerjasama capacity building bagi para anggota Aftec dalam bentuk on-site dan online training. Pak Diki Wijaya selaku Wakil Sekjen 1 Aftec akan melakukan penandatanganan yang sudah berada di atas panggung. Kami juga mengundang Mr. Angkarwi from LIBF untuk melangsungkan tanda tangan di atas panggung. Kami persilakan nanti panitia atau organizer akan membawa meja yang akan dipergunakan untuk melakukan penandatanganan. Kerjasama ini adalah penjajakan kerjasama capacity building bagi para anggota Aftec dalam bentuk on-site dan online training. Silakan Bapak Diki Wijaya dan juga Mr. Angkarwi yang akan melakukan penandatanganan ini. Yes, someone should take a picture of this moment. Okay, let's do it together. Mr. Angkarwi dan Pak Diki. Ditandatangani bersama. We'll do that together. Yes, you may, please. Satu kali lagi ditukar. Okay. Oh, just switch places. That's easier. Alright. Kita berikan tepuk tangan untuk penandatanganan kerjasama MOU antara Asosiasi Fintech Indonesia Aftec dan the London Institute of Banking and Finance. Let's take a picture together, Mr. Angkarwi and also Pak Diki. Yes, you may hold it up and take a picture together. Okay, yes, hold it up, show it to the camera, and we'll take a picture together. Kita hitung dulu. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Terima kasih, kita berikan tepuk tangan sekali lagi Mr. Angkarwi dan Pak Diki Wijaya yang melakukan penandatangan kerjasama antara LIBF dan juga Aftec. More pictures. Maaf mas, lagi foto. Baik, terima kasih Pak Diki. Mr. Angkarwi, I believe you have something to say? Okay, a short speech for all. Let's listen more about the signing. Mr. Angkarwi.
Selamat sayang. Thank you so much, everyone. Very honored to be invited by FTech, OJK, and Bank Indonesia for this event. I shall not hold everyone back, so we have about 7 slides to go through, but I promise you we'll do it in 7 minutes, all right? So, do we have the slides?
Sure, ada slide-nya, minta dimainkan.
So my name is Kawi. I represent the London Institute of Banking and Finance. If you have not heard of us, we've been around for 143 years. We started having conversations with the FTech team back in the London Fintech Week. So we are banking associations for professional bankers. We are also accredited training providers globally. So our discussions with FTech has gone a long way in providing programs in 2023 to all the members. I guess I'll move on. So what we have established so far in 2023 are 3 programs. One is the governance, risk, and compliance for fintechs. The second one is on fintech sustainability for leaders. The third program is a certified fintech practitioners program. So the first programs that we have launched is going to take place in 2023 Q1. It's a on-site physical class that will train the fintech founders, senior management in understanding the part on governance, risk, and compliance. This is really at phase 2, where we will move on to the senior members within the fintech community. Slides up? Good. So before that, I wanted to, could we go back 1 slide, please? Yeah, I picked this image up from a German institute for sustainability, a research institute, where I thought it would be interesting. The current discussion for the last 2 days has all been around digital transformation, digital technologies, as well as about impact investing, the care for the humans and Earth, right? So what LIBF has done over the last 3 years, besides doing the traditional banking trainings, we have also set up the 3 centers for excellence. Could we have the next slide, please? Yeah. So within LIBF, we have 3 centers for excellence. One is on governance, risk, and compliance. One is on digital banking and finance. And this is where I guess a lot of the discussion has been about for the past 2 days. But beside that, we also work very closely with sustainable finance, transitional finance banking experts in delivering our programs. As you can see, our audience, very senior board members we have done training for, as well as senior managers within the banking and fintech community. Next, please. So these are the 3 programs I mentioned much earlier. The GRC for fintech, it's a 1-day program for very senior leaders, as well as for founders and senior committee members. Secondly, we have the Certified FinTech Practitioners, which is a 6-week program that we're going to launch with FTech to mid-career professionals who are really, really keen to continue their understanding on the business impact of financial technologies, either within a startup space or within a banking space. And lastly, that's where the sustainable part comes about, the discussions on ESG, impact investing, financial inclusion, and literacy. This is a strategic initiatives that we have worked together with a couple of fintech associations around the world as well. So what we will do is we will help to get fintech founders and senior managers to understand the UN SDG goal and how they could use their current business to implement a lot more sustainability and inclusions activities. With that, I shall conclude and get one of our Asia-based faculty members, Nicholas Wood, to run through 3 more slides on what we will be doing in the GRC for FinTech space. Thank you so much. Nicholas, please. Thank you.
Thank you. It's towards the end of the day. I'm going to be very rapid. 90 seconds is my promise to you. Next slide, please. As Kawi mentioned, I will be delivering the Governance, Risk and Compliance one-day program. We'll work very closely with AFTEC to make sure it's customized to your needs and that it's going to be useful. It has to be useful to Indonesian fintechs. It's not just about knowledge, it's got to be useful, value-added training. With that in mind, the first, in a way, solution or practical solution is helping fintechs really identify the specific risks that they are running and to prioritize them. Because of course, when you're setting up then a risk management framework, it needs to be relevant to your biggest risks. You don't want to waste time on the tiny risks. You focus on the big risks and you measure them, you monitor them, and you manage them very, very well. And that's what we'll be training you to do. Next slide, please. We'll teach you about the 3 lines of defense. It sounds like a football term. It's actually about enterprise-wide risk management. What do I mean by that? You don't just appoint a manager and say you're responsible for risk. It has to be part of a culture running through the organization from the CEO down. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, the biggest bank in the world, 3.7 billion balance sheet. You will hear Jamie constantly talking about fortress balance sheet, risk management from the CEO down. Now, there are 3 lines of defense. Line number 1, the people actually doing the business, the front line. Line number 2, the risk specialists. Line number 3, audit. So we'll be training the fintechs on how to implement 3 lines of defense in your fintech companies in a relevant way. Final slide, please. Mercy asked me a question. Describe what is different about this course. What separates it from just being about risk? And I hope this slide is going to demonstrate the answer to that question. At the base, we have to give a foundation of risk governance in a way that will run through any risk training. But now is where we get different. The second level, we show how, when you get to really know your risks, you can improve financial performance. Every company wants to improve the financial performance. By understanding risk better, managing it better, your financial performance will improve. The third one, and this is what I call the magic moment, the alchemy. The alchemy is this. If you are able to optimize your balance sheet, you can actually deliver a couple of wonderful things. You can achieve competitive advantage. And then the final and the biggest one of all, you can achieve valuation improvement. So Mercy, what separates this course from other risk courses is we're trying to not only educate and train and upskill fintechs on risk, we're trying to improve performance, and we're trying to improve competitive advantage and valuations. And with that, I'll hand back to Mr. Kawi.
Thank you, Nicholas. So I guess with the conclusions of the day, we hope everyone has a good evening later on. Again, what we wanted to say is within the sustainability space, digital technology, digital transformations, as well as risk and governance, This is where we have been doing quite a fair bit of work, and we really thank FTech inviting us to be able to offer this content and our training expertise across to the members. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Angkarwi, also Mr. Nicholas Wood. Thank you very much. And we'd love to see how this may scale up and improve fintech in Indonesia. It's exciting to see what the education and the trainings will do in the future. Dengan demikian, Bapak Ibu hadirin, kita sudah tiba di penghujung rangkaian acara Indonesia Fintech Summit 2022. Tepuk tangan untuk Anda semua. Namun, acara talk show-nya sudah habis di sini, tapi acara kita sendiri belum selesai. Malam ini masih ada networking night khusus bagi anggota asosiasi dan para undangan pemangku kepentingan. Kita akan bergabung di networking session serta gala dinner beserta entertainment yang berlokasi di Poolside Hotel Padma Resorts Legian pada pukul 19 waktu Indonesia bagian tengah. Ada sejumlah hiburan yang pasti tidak akan mengecewakan. Hiburan yang tepat untuk menutup rangkaian acara selama 2 hari terakhir ini. Ada diskoria dan penampilan dari Andin untuk malam hari ini untuk Anda. Jadi kepada Bapak Ibu pemangku kepentingan dan anggota asosiasi, kami persilakan untuk keluar dari ruangan, meninggalkan ruangan dan menuju ke poolside. Thank you very much everyone for joining us for the Indonesia Fintech Summit 2022. Kita bertemu lagi tahun depan 2023. Have a wonderful evening. Saya Timothy Marbun, sampai jumpa.
Thank you.